Look at the next question. The next question also from Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plant chapter. This is a very interesting question and important question. To answer this question, we need to know how many male gametes required, how many female gametes required, how many meiosis, how many mitotic divisions. Look at the question. The question tells us total number of meiotic divisions required for the formation of 100 zygotes or 100 grains. Grains means seeds. We know seeds will form after fertilization. Zygote will form after fertilization. Let me take here how many zygotes they are given. 100 zygotes, right? One zygote formation, you need one male gamete. Yes, one male gamete and one female gamete. We need one female gamete. What is female gamete here? Female gamete is egg. Female gamete. Now look at here. We have already seen in microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis, male gamete is coming from pollen grain. Pollen grains are what? Male gametophytes. You got my point. Each male pollen grain will give two male gametes, but one male gamete is only participate in the fertilization, right? The second male gamete is participate in the endosperm formation. Keep in mind. Now female gamete is come from the embryo sac. Embryo sac. So embryo sac is called female gametophyte. Pollen grain is called male gametophyte. Now look at here. For the formation of pollen grain, let me take here one pollen mother cell. This is called what? Tell me. MMC, microspore mother cell. Undergo meiosis division to give how many pollen grains? Tell me. 1, 2, 3, 4 pollen grains will form. So after meiosis division, one MMC, one microspore mother cell undergo meiosis division to give 4 pollen grains. So here how many? 4 pollen grains. You got my point? Each pollen grain will give a male gamete. So how many pollen grains you require for the 100 zygote formation? 100 pollen grains we require. That means how many MMCs we require? 25 into 4. So 100 pollen grain. So how many meiosis divisions? 25. 25 meiosis division for only male gamete. Students, zygote will form by the fusion of male gamete and female gamete. So far we have been discussed only the formation of male gamete. How many meiosis division? 25. So here I am writing for the male gamete 25 meiosis divisions. Okay, come to this one. Female. For the formation of, this is megaspore mother cell. This is megaspore mother cell. Can you please tell me megaspore mother cell undergo meiosis division to give? This is meiosis division to give linear tetrad. I have already told you, we have already discussed, out of the 4, how many will become matured and give embryo sac? Come on, answer me. Answer me. Sir, 3 will degenerate, 1 will get matured. That means 3 will be degenerate, 1 will get matured. 1 will give 1 embryo sac. 1 embryo sac. That means my question, how many embryo sacs you need for the 100 zygote formation? 100 embryo sac, because in each embryo sac one egg is there, right? So 100. That means 100 meiosis divisions will give 100 embryo sacs. Embryo sac. You got my point? So 100 embryo sac for female gamete formation, 25 meiosis for 100 male gamete formation. So 100 plus 25. Our answer is 125, because they are asking the zygote formation. So keep in mind, all of you, for the female gamete formation, one female gamete formation, one meiosis is required. For the male gamete formation. For 4 male gamete formation, 1 meiosis is required. So that 25 meiosis divisions for the formation of pollen grain, 100 meiosis division for the formation of 100 eggs. So our answer is, the right answer is 125. So option C is the right answer. You got my point? So this type of questions are repeating from the sexual reproduction in flowering plant chapter. Let me go to the next question. Next question, I think chemistry question. So I'm inviting again Deepak sir.
Yes, dear all. Come on everyone. Let's go to the next question from amines. Alkanamide. You know what is an amide, right? RCONH2 is called amide. An amide that gives 1-phenylethylamine on Hofmann reaction. You know what is meant by Hofmann bromamide reaction? In an Hofmann bromamide reaction, we have an amide as a starting material. You know, it will treat with a bromine and a base NaOH. After that, how you will write the product during the reaction? You can just remove the CO group. What is left? RNH2. This is the reaction called what? Hofmann reaction. So Hofmann reaction is the conversion of an amide to an amine with 1 carbon less in the product. Because you're removing the CO group from the amide and you're making the amine. Alright. So here you want to prepare 1-phenylethylamine. What is that compound? 1-phenylethylamine. Let's draw the structure. What is ethylamine? Ethylamine means there are 2 carbon with a NH2 group. Yes. This is called ethylamine. Okay. That is CCNH2. This is called ethylamine. In the first position, there is a phenyl ring. Yes. This is the amine we have to prepare. Dear all of you, if you want to prepare this amine, which amide can be used? That is a question. Let's start with the first one. 2-phenylpropanamide. What is propanamide? Propanamide means there are total 3 carbon. Yes. Propanamide means CONH2, right? This is called what? Amide. 3 carbon contain amide is called what? Propanamide. Alright. So this is number 1, number 2, number 3. Second position, what they given? 2-phenyl. So second position, there is a phenyl ring. Let me finish it. Okay, this is the compound called number 1, 2, 3. 2-phenylpropanamide. Yes or no? Now, if this compound undergo this reaction, are you sure you will get this compound or not through Hofmann reaction? Dear all of you, what you have to do during Hofmann reaction? From the amide, remove the CO group. What is left? That is your product. Is it correct? Benzene, CH, CH3 and then NH2. Yes, your first option, that is correct. So Hofmann reaction is the conversion of an amide to an amine with 1 carbon less in the product. Clear all of you? Question from Hofmann bromamide degradation reaction. Indeed, sir. Let's go to the next biology question.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak. Students, look at here the next question. Next question from biology. Division of secondary oocyte is completed. This question is not from sexual reproduction in flowering plant chapter. This question from human reproduction. So we need to understand a lot of terms in human reproduction chapter, students. Look at here. What is secondary oocyte? We know, we have already discussed. The matured Graafian follicle release secondary oocyte during the ovulation. Yes or no? The releasing of secondary oocyte from the matured Graafian follicle called ovulation. So this is secondary oocyte. Haploidal nucleus is here. Zona pellucida membrane also here. Yes, and corona radiata cells are there surround around the secondary oocyte. This is the structure of secondary oocyte. My dear students, everyone keep in mind, during the oogenesis process, secondary oocyte will form from the primary oocyte. Look at here, this is primary oocyte. Primary oocyte is diploid. This primary oocyte undergo unequal meiosis division. One cell is small cell, we call the first polar body. Second one is the biggest cell, we call the secondary oocyte. Yes or no? So secondary oocyte is what? Haploid, and it is received by the finger-like projections called fimbriae of fallopian tubule, and it entered into the ampulla isthmus junction of fallopian tubule. They're asking, when will it complete meiosis division? So it is meiosis division 1 only. It's yet to be complete the meiosis 2. It did not yet. So when will the secondary oocyte complete the meiosis division? Everyone keep in mind, when this secondary oocyte is triggered by the sperm. when sperm combine trigger the secondary oocyte, this secondary oocyte complete meiosis 2 to give second polar body, meiosis 2 to give second polar body, and next structure is called oocyte. You got my point? This is oocyte, this is second polar body. Second polar body, this is first polar body. Polar body. Many times question I've been asking. First polar body is formed in ovary only after meiosis 1. Second polar body form after sperm come and trigger before fertilization, not after fertilization. Now pick up the answer from the 4. Prior to ovulation? No sir. At the time of copulation? No sir. After zygote formation? It's not possible. Next, at the time of fusion of sperm with the ovum. So our answer is option D. When sperm come and trigger, what is this structure? Secondary oocyte. This question repeated in 2020 NEET examination. So when sperm come and trigger the secondary oocyte, it complete the meiosis 2 to form oocyte and second polar body. So our answer is option D. Now I'm going to the next question. Next question, I think chemistry question, and now I'm inviting Deepak sir. Come sir.
Yes, dear all. Let's go to the IUPAC nomenclature question from the chapter amines. What is the IUPAC name of this given compound? You can see that it's having NH2 group, so it's a primary amine. Yes. What is the structure given? CH3, CH2, CH, then CH3, then we have NH2. Dear all, whatever the amines which is given in the question, your rule number 1 to select the longest continuous carbon chain which include our functional group, that is NH2. So the longest chain is nothing but this is the longest chain. So bute. Bute is the parent chain, dear all of you. So here it is given prop, it's not the answer. Here it's given prop, not the answer. There is an option bute. Let's check it. So total there are 4 carbon in the chain, and amine is the major functional group here. You know, amine should get the lowest number. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. What's the name, dear all? Butane 2 amine. Butane 4 carbon, second position there is a amine. Butane 2 amine. Let's go to the option number 2. Yes, next is biology question.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak. Now look at the next question. Next question tells us, oh, it's a big question, an important question. Look at here. The difference between spermiogenesis. The difference between spermiogenesis and spermiation. What is this spermiogenesis and spermiation? We know, we have already seen the spermatogenesis process takes place in the seminiferous tubule. Yes or no? Look at here. What exactly this spermatogenesis process? What is this? This cell is germinal epithelium. Germinal epithelium. Diploidal cell. Undergo many times mitotic division to form daughter cell. These daughter cells are called what? These daughter cells are called spermatogonia. These all daughter cells after mitotic division. After mitotic division, whatever the daughter cells are formed, that daughter cells are known as spermatogonia. Spermatogonia. And this spermatogonia grow in size, that means growth phase. This cell is known as, after the growth of this spermatogonia, we call primary spermatocyte. This is primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte also diploid, spermatogonia also diploid. My dear students, keep in mind, primary spermatocyte undergo meiosis division. Now this one undergo meiosis 1 to produce 2 cells. These 2 cells after meiosis 1 we call secondary spermatocyte. Spermatocyte. Can any one of you guess secondary spermatocytes are haploid or diploid? Sir, after meiosis, whatever the cells, daughter cells are formed, they are haploid only. So we are writing here it is haploid. How many spermatocytes? 2 spermatocytes. These 2 spermatocytes complete meiosis 2. Now each secondary spermatocyte will give 2 daughter cells. These 2 daughter cells are known as spermatid. These all 4 are called spermatid. Spermatid. spermatids. One secondary spermatocyte will give 2. So how many secondary spermatocytes we have? 2. So 2 into 2, 4 spermatids form. These spermatids finally undergo maturation to form fully developed spermatozoa. This last step is called what? Tell me. Spermatozoa. Sir, here spermatids are haploid, spermatozoa also haploid. The formation of spermatozoa from spermatid, this step, these spermatids are converted into spermatozoa called spermiogenesis. Genesis. Many times question repeated, student. Spermatids are modified to form spermatozoa. And what is spermiation? This spermatozoa releasing from seminiferous tubule to outside, we call the spermiation. Formation of spermatozoa from spermatids, spermiogenesis. After complete development of spermatozoa, they are releasing from seminiferous tubule to rete testis to vasa efferentia to epididymis. We know this pathway. That process called spermiation. Come on, pick up your answer. What is the right answer of this question now? First, in spermiogenesis, spermatids are formed. No, sir, it's not correct. Leave that first option. Option 2. In spermiogenesis, spermatozoa are formed, while spermiation, spermatids are formed. First statement is correct, but second statement is not correct. Spermiation means releasing of spermatozoa. Ignore the options B, C. In spermiogenesis, spermatozoa are formed from Sertoli cells. No, sir, not Sertoli cells. They are forming from the spermatids. Ignore the option C. D. In spermiogenesis, spermatozoa are formed. In spermiation, spermatozoa release from the Sertoli cells. Where is Sertoli cell? In seminiferous tubule only. What is the function of Sertoli cell? Providing nourishment to the developing spermatozoa. So our right answer is option D. This question is often asking in NEET like competitive purpose. So keep in mind, this total process is called spermatogenesis. Shall we go to the next question, student? Look at here. The next question is again chemistry question. Come, sir.
Yeah. Yes, dear all. Hope you are there. CH3CH2NH2 contain a basic NH2 group. You know, amines are basic in nature, right? Because amines, the nitrogen having a lone pair donating species are called what? Lewis bases. So amines are generally Lewis bases. What is the amine given here? CH3, that's given as CH3, CH2, NH2. You know, this nitrogen having a lone pair, it can be donated. So therefore, it's called what? A Lewis base. The question, but the CH3CONH2. What is CH3CONH2? CH3CONH2. It's an amide, dear all. You know, RCONH2 is called amide, right? So amide also there is nitrogen with a lone pair, but the question, why this amide do not act as a strong base? Dear all, amines are basic in nature because they have an ability to donate the lone pair to the other compounds. Therefore, they are called Lewis bases. So it is less basic means what we can say, this lone pair cannot able to donate. Why? Dear all, this lone pair is involved in resonance. The lone pair in amide is involved in resonance. So the lone pair is not available for donation. Therefore, amides are less basic in nature compared to amines. Okay. What is this amine name? This is called ethanamine, right? 2 carbon contain amine. Ethanamine. What is this? Ethanamide or acetamide. Now, what is the answer you can suggest for this explanation? Dear all, I think it is option number 3. In CH3, CH2, NH2, there is no resonance. Yes, there is no resonance. Therefore, while in acetamide, which means ethanamide, the lone pair is involved in delocalization, that means resonance, and less available for protonation, which means donation. Clear all of you? So therefore, the ethanamine are basic in nature because they have an ability to donate the lone pair, whereas in amide, it is less basic because the lone pair is involved in resonance. Hope you clear the answer. Yes, Sandeep sir. Biology question.
Right. Look at the next question, student. What is the next question? In humans, at the end of the first meiotic division, male germ cells are. So I just wanted to go back to the previous slide. Shall I? Look at the previous slide. In the previous slide, we have seen the spermatogenesis process. Can you please tell me what is the first? Primary spermatocytes are giving secondary spermatocytes after meiosis 1. Look at our question now. What is our question? Our question tells us, in humans, at the end of the first meiosis division, male germ cells are differentiate into. Can you guess the answer? After first meiosis division, what is the step come? What is the stage come? Any one of you? Right. The right answer is secondary spermatocyte. Option D. So after meiosis 1 means the secondary spermatocyte cells are haploid. Keep in mind. So how many secondary spermatocytes? From one primary spermatocyte. This is one primary spermatocyte to secondary spermatocytes. Secondary spermatocytes. After what? Spermatocytes. After meiosis 1. So our answer is option D. Simple question. Shall we go to the next question? Next question is chemistry. Deepak sir.
Yeah. So there's a simple question from the amine chapter. A secondary amine is. Dear all, it's very simple to identify what is a primary, secondary and tertiary amine. You know, all amines are the derivatives of each one, ammonia. So we can say that, you know what is ammonia? NH3 is called ammonia. From NH3, if you lose one hydrogen, what is left? NH2. NH2 group is called what? Primary amine. From NH3, if you lose two hydrogen, what happens? It becomes NH. It's called secondary amine. From NH3, if you remove 3 hydrogen, then it's just nitrogen. That's called what? Tertiary amine. Alright. So NH2 group, if it is there, it's primary. NH, if it is there, secondary. Just N, it's called tertiary. Let's go for the answer. What is a secondary amine? Question number, or the option number 1, the compound with a 2 NH2 group. No, right? NH2 group contained species are called what? Primary amine. Not the answer. A compound with the 2 carbon atoms and NH2 group. You know, not NH2 group is primary amine. No. A compound with a NH2 group. No. On the carbon atom. So, dear all of you, NH2 group containing species are called what? Primary amine. A compound in which 2 of the hydrogens of NH3 has been replaced by alkyl or aryl group. Yes, from NH3, 2 hydrogen remove NH. And it can be connected by alkyl group. Yes, NH group contained species are called what? Secondary amine. So the correct answer is which one? 4th one. Yes. Next question from biology. Sandeep sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Deepak sir. Look at the next question, student. This question from human reproduction, select the incorrect statement. Oh, this question need little explanation because we need to understand the menstrual cycle. What the question tells us? The question tells us to pick up the incorrect statement. LH and FSH decrease gradually during the proliferative phase. I wanted to write here how many total phases are there in the menstrual cycle. The first phase is called menstrual phase. Yes or no? Menstrual phase. Menstrual phase is from 1 day, first day to, it is from first day to 5 days. Now in these days, that means during the menstrual phase, progesterone hormone concentration low. So here we can write low progesterone hormone. Progesterone hormone, keep in mind. So the lack of progesterone hormone, endometrial membrane sludge off and menstrual flow started. Next, number 2, menstrual phase is followed by the next phase is called follicular phase. Follicular phase is also known as proliferative phase. My dear student, proliferative phase starts from 6th day to 13th day. Am I clear? 6th day to 13th day. In this period, follicles started to grow in the ovary under the influence of LH-FSH hormone. So during this time, LH hormone and follicle stimulating hormone and follicle stimulating FSH hormones are high level, peak level. What is given here? Incorrect statement. The incorrect statement is LH-FSH decrease during the follicle. No sir, LH and FSH are increased during the follicle phase. So the incorrect statement is option A. What about the rest of 3, sir? Look at here. Wait a moment. What is this? The next phase after follicle phase, the next phase is called ovulation. Ovulation takes place on the 14th day. On 14th day, under the influence of estrogen hormone, LH hormone. Pituitary hormone is LH, we call LH surge, and ovarian hormone is estrogen hormone. This two hormones are peak level. Last phase of menstrual flow is called what? Secretory phase. This is also called luteal phase, in which progesterone hormone, it starts from 15th day to 28th day. In this phase, progesterone hormone concentration is high level. So we can write here progesterone concentration high. Up to 21st day, 22 day. If egg is not fertilized, this progesterone gradually decrease. Next menstrual flow will start it. Now look at the option 2. The option 2 tells us LH trigger the secretion of androgen from the leading cell. It is correct. They are asking incorrect statement. You got my point. Next, FSH stimulate the Sertoli cell for the nourishment and also help for the spermatogenesis. This process also correct. LH trigger the ovulation. Look at, I told you LH trigger the ovulation. This is also correct. So what is the incorrect statement? The incorrect answer is option 1. So our answer is option 1. You got my point? Shall we move to the next question? Deepak sir is waiting. Look at the next question. The next question is chemistry question. Come sir.
Here all, a compound that will undergo Hofmann reaction. Again, is easy question. We already discussed in the previous question what you mean by Hofmann bromamide degradation reaction. Dear all, actually the reaction is what? An amide. Starting is an amide. RCONH2 is called an amide. Amide when be treated with the bromine, that's called bromamide reaction. Bromine and amide in presence of a base like NaOH. This is what the reaction. I told you how to write the product so simple. From the amide, you just remove the CO group. That is the product. So RNH2 is the product, right? RNH2. You know the byproducts are which one? NABR. You will get NABR, Na2CO3 and water. Okay, here it's nothing but the compound that will undergo Hofmann reaction. Who is undergoing Hofmann reaction, dear all? That is an amide. Which is an amide? RCONH2. Yes. Option number 3. It's a previous year question, a simple question from the chapter. Amines from the area Hofmann bromamide degradation reaction. Yes, next question, biology.
Brilliant Qatar, your trusted coaching partner for IIT, JE, NEET, Science and Commerce tuitions with 10 years of excellence in quality training. Brilliant Qatar.